Good morning, everyone. This is Wise Angel from the UK, and it is 10:20 a.m. on the 16th of July, 2025. I am going to set the intention with a prayer after I have shuffled these cards. They're already hot and heavy and ready to come in to be used. I'll be using the Crow Tarot deck for our astrology reading this morning. Okay. I ask the archangels Michael, Raphael, Azrael, Metatron, and Sandalphon. I also ask Archangel Chamuel and Saint Anthony to come close today and help us as I read the tarot as a mere conduit to discover what lies ahead for the rest of this month for our Cancerians and everyone else within the signs of the zodiac. For every Christian and every other believer of every other denomination around the world. I ask for their protection, love and guidance, as it was in the beginning, as it will be in the end. Amen. Blessed are the angels who walk amongst us each and every day, keeping us safe from harm as we go about our daily lives. Okay. I now have the spiritual tingles right throughout my body. I am grounded and protected, and I'm ready for the readings. If you see a bit of a swing in front of the camera, it's because I've got my royal pendulum hanging from my camera. And today's piece of music is a Gregorian chant, which is available on YouTube. Okay, we have the world for our Aries. Okay, the world, as I said in the prayer, has no beginning, it has no end. We are a full circle. So, the world is a major arcana card. The world is bringing in the end of one cycle and the end of one goal and the start of another goal. It is asking you to return to source, that goal. So if you've been breaking bonds and you're locking heads with someone, as you can see in the card here, the big black bull, and then you've got the little scorpion there, the Scorpio with the sting in its tail. But you're showing your inner strength of the lion, because we're going into Leo season as well very soon. The laurel wreath here is the triumph. The king or the queen will triumph over everything. You will be breaking your bonds. If you haven't already noticed, I did a breaking of bonds meditation last night, breaking the chains. You may want to go and look at this Aries and do that meditation. It may help you end the cycle that you've been in, and you may feel lighter as a result of it. But back to the card. You will feel a lot lighter once you've broken those bonds. You'll feel the infinite love of those around you. Don't be afraid to ask for help as well this month. Okay? For the rest of this month. Okay, pendulum, settle down, because I know I've knocked you. Right, we're going into Taurus now. Taurus, I know it can be a bit bullish, a bit bullheaded. What do we have for Taurus from the Crow Tarot deck? We have the Eight of Swords in reverse. The Eight of Swords. Right. You're out of that cycle of self-criticising yourself. You're feeling a little bit more positive, and you're feeling a little bit less trapped. But you're starting to look back on things. You feel you're stuck you're stagnated. You need to get out of that stagnant cycle. But coming towards the end of July, you'll find that aha moment and everything will switch gear, including that thing that's been holding you back. So once you kick yourself out of reverse and start moving forward, the binding that's been binding you and the feeling of feeling trapped will suddenly burst open and you'll feel much lighter. Taurus, a job offer's coming your way, but it may include a move of house as well. Don't look heads with anyone either by the end of this month. Bit of peace, love and understanding will go a long way. A hell of a long way. You've been feeling a little bit headachy as well, Taurus. Don't worry, it's nothing sinister. It's the constant topsy-turvy of the weather around the country you're living in right now. One day it's red hot, blisteringly so. Next day it's chilly to the bone. Next day it's raining. And then the pollen suddenly takes a sudden surge and you're stuffy with rhinitis. Right. I'll save them two back in because they came out as a pair. Right, Gemini. We have the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Money. Okay. Page of Pentacles. You are loving learning. So I can see you going on a new course of learning, maybe going to university. Or taking up a new course of study as part of your job. An apprenticeship. Even if you're a bit older, you're going to be going through an adult apprenticeship to better yourself in the job that you're in so you can get that promotion. As I say, this is the Page of Pentacles, so you will be looking towards that promotion. Again, just like Aries, you'll be moving on. With that promotion, you'll be moving on up, but you may also be moving on towards pastures new as well. The pastures new will come in the summer months of next year, so just watch out for that. Okay, Cancer. What have we got for ourselves, Cancerians? Oh, I'll throw them back in, saying so they were happy to jump out. Cards are quite jumpy today, aren't they? Just felt something touch me foot there. And the dog's in the hallway. Right, we have the Four of Swords. People looking in the window, staring in, and we're on our backs with our legs in the air here. So the Four of Swords, it's telling us to retreat and meditate and go back in ourselves and recover from a period of illness. I can totally relate to this because I was ill last weekend. And we're led by our stomachs, our solar plexus. So it I took time away from everything, away from going to church, and I needed to recover. So I meditated, and I'm doing exactly what this card's told us to do. And one by one, whoever was sticking those knives in me will have probably felt the knives going back at them. So it's a part of, yes, you retreat back in on yourself with the Four of Swords. Yes, you're meditating, and yes, you're recovering. But whoever's been sending those swords at you is starting to feel them going back at themselves as well. So this card is all about strength, healing, and just being part of recovering. If there's any cancers out there who are in recovery from a serious bout of ill health, that ill health stage will go into remission. You will start feeling less achy, less full of pains. If it is a serious illness, the medication regime will start to work, and you'll feel much less pain, and you'll feel as if you can start living your life as normal again. This is the wisdom I'm being given by Spirit here. This isn't coming from me. Okay? I'm being given the initials L, K, and J. This will resonate with L, K, and J. And I'm being told to tell Mr., who was linked to those three initials, the Mr., to get off your back and start helping you a little bit more. And then he'll start understanding where you're coming from. Okay. And open his bloody eyes. Okay, we've got the Queen of Pentacles for Leo now. The Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Money. So again, this is a business person you're linked to. And material abundance. So if you're having a clear out, Leo, say you're going on Whatnot and clearing out, eBay, things like that. Is it, or in the UK you're having a car boot sale or a tabletop sale. This tabletop sale or car boot sale or Whatnot sale is going on. Release some hidden. You're going to have this hidden gem. You think it's going to be completely worthless, and someone's going to come and say, "Aha, it's worth more than you think." Because that little rabbit is going to come. I'm going to come back to that little rabbit because it's specific to somebody else as well. There is a Leo, a royal Leo, who's let the rabbit out of the hat. They shouldn't have let that rabbit out of the hat, because any form of peace negotiations and way back into the royal family to get the money, they have scuppered. It's never ever going to happen. It was a fanciful dream in the beginning. I'll tell you that. It was never ever going to happen to them. But now they've let the rabbit out of the hat. There's no way of putting that back. They've opened Pandora's box and it's not going back. But back to the Leos in general. That little ornament, little watch, little trinket that you've had treasured since day dot could be worth more than you know. And somebody in the know will turn up at your tabletop sale, your garage sale, or come along on your whatnot site. I'm being told it's a whatnot. And it's worth more than you think. So you're going to have a little bit of success there, Leos. Right. The Virgos. Virgos are making me feel quite nauseous. The Lovers in reverse. And when I've come to this one, the Virgo, it's right next to Leo. Yeah, it's right next to Leo. Virgo and Leo. These, and I'm being shouted at, it's a royal read, this one. I'll come back and I'll pull another card out for the Virgos as well, because Virgos deserve another card for this. This is the Prince Harry card, the Virgo. It's in reverse, and he's heading for heartbreak. She's the snake. This is Divorceville, Splitsville. It's coming. Okay. I was told by Spirit that was the royal card, because the card that fell out before that I seeded back in was the Tarot card as well. Okay. Okay, King of Pentacles for Virgos in general. King of Pentacles is your material resources, intellectual aptitude, and tradition. So you're a very traditional person. You guard your money and you guard your material things from days gone by like it's the last thing on earth. And again, you've been keeping it until it grows in value. So this little thing that has grown and grown in value, you know what it's worth. And you've loved it since you were little. And you're never ever going to part with it because it's your material thing. But your intellectual, you know your intellectual property rights. If you are a musician or a writer, guard your intellectual property rights as if they're gold. Make sure they're locked down tight, is what I'm being told, because somebody is after fraudulently taking them from you. This could also be in somebody's trying to take some property from you. Go back and have a look at those property rights. Those property rights are yours and yours alone. I'm sure, I'm being told as eggs are eggs, that property deed is yours. But there's somebody coming your way to try and take those deeds from you. to try and say they're ours. Watch out for some little red flags coming around your property. Take photographs of where they've put those flags because they're breaking your boundaries. Okay, Virgo. I am getting, it's unusual when I'm doing these reads for me to get initials, letters, numbers. One of you may be able to take this. It's a Chumbawamba song. He takes a vodka drink, he takes a whatever drink, lager drink. I get knocked down, but I get up again. I'll always get up again. But I'm always with you. I think it's I want to say this is a masculine figure. He's putting his arm around a daughter and he's saying, I'm always with you. My sweet Caroline. So this is definitely for a daughter and a Caroline. But don't let them steal what's yours. Libra. I'm going to give you this one. This is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords. I'd take this as you're going to get some legal advice. And I'd take it graciously. You're coming into a bit of an inheritance, or you're due to, if you're in Britain, you're due to draw your pension. But go and get some legal or financial advice. You're going to need it because it'll get challenged. Especially in Britain, if you're of pensionable age, it'll be seen as you're so much over the top, but you're not. You need the financial advice to safeguard you. Have a look at those hidden pension schemes you've got. You may have a few, just like I have. Mine are starting to come out of the woodwork now because I've just turned 50. So they're starting to crawl back out now. Okay? So, Scorpio, we have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands, you're a very competitive person, diverse in your beliefs, but you've had a disagreement with somebody recently. And it's time to take a step back and think about how silly that disagreement's been. Because that person's who you've had the disagreement with is continuing to pour oil over troubled waters. And there's only you can solve that trouble. By building an alliance with the person who they have wronged in the past. Build that alliance and you'll come out stronger. You know who that person is they've wronged. And it'll be right for right now that you make that connection. And it'll make them realise it's them that's in the wrong. But it's whether you choose to forgive and forget, or forgive but not forget. Is what you believe, because you have very strong beliefs. You have been wronged, but they have wronged someone else as well. And if they're not taken to task in a gentle but subtle way. They'll continue to do it until they escalate even further. And I can see the cuffs of silver going onto them. But they'll try and drag you into that situation. And there's someone been having sharp words as well. But I've seen an ambulance. Someone around you is in ill health situation right now. But it's not serious. They just need to heed the advice of the doctors to reverse this situation. So they can reverse it with their diet and a little bit of exercise. Just make sure people don't henpeck them, because it will go the other way if people keep henpecking them. Sagittarius. We have the Five of Pentacles. We have the birds pecking on the ground here in the whirlpools. It's been a very turbulent time for the Sagittarius people. The rain's been coming down, so just like it has in Texas, we've had some heavy rains recently, but it hasn't been as heavy as it has in Texas. And the people that got up the highest were the people that had the money. They got the high ground quicker. Okay, so they will be getting financial assistance very, very quickly. Unlike the last government in America, they will be supporting one another, just like people do, communities do, when they come together. Yes, the crows are there, hanging their heads in sorrow, because there's been a lot of loss. The world felt that loss. Not just the people of Texas, the whole world felt that loss. And it's not just the case of the haves and the have-nots here. The thing that you can take away is that there was a lot of trees cut down prior. Trees that should not have been cut down on riverbanks, that would have retained the water swells. Ancient trees, I'm being told, ancient trees with a lot of wisdom. They would have protected a lot of families from the runoff, would have slowed the river. They need to start planting more to prevent further impact. The floodplains need restoring, which would enable diversion of the waters should they rise that rapidly again. It'll take money, but the Senate has got money to do this. They can filter the money in from their disasters committee, from FEMA, who have been wasting it elsewhere for years. But they can come together as one in spiritual solace. They're feeling the prayers from everyone around the world. Right now, they're feeling everyone's prayers. The Two of Wands in reverse is for Capricorn. Future plans and decision and control would be in the upright. But the plans, you're still stuck in the past. You're stuck in the past. You're not planning ahead. You can't make your feet. You're still stuck in the past, and it's frustrating everyone around you because you're not making the decisions you should be making to move forward. And you're at loggerheads with that person. You sit, instead of sitting looking at people face to face, you're sitting back to back and clashing heads. When you do finally turn around and face them, you literally headbutting them, and you say, no, 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 this decision needs to be made and needs to be made now. This is about your future. It's about a house move, which is detrimental to the future generations of your family. Because if you don't move your ass and move house, you're gonna lose the land that surrounds it. The homeowners association will come and steal that land. This is for the American Capricorns around. Okay, we have the Hierophant for the Aquarians. The Hierophant there. The Hierophant holds the key. He holds the secret, maybe, as the song goes. But the Hierophant is a major arcana card. So this is authority, tradition. You're a very traditional person. You do look for instruction in others. You like to instruct people. You're very authoritarian. So this is probably the parent instructing the child or the children. The adult children have probably got the key to the door, and you're trying to say, look, it's time for you to move on. I want to downsize. But you're moving on spiritually as well. You're moving on spiritually. You want to move on physically. You want to move into a smaller property. It's all about movement this month for everyone. And you can't physically move on because you've got these two adult kids that won't move because they know where their bread's buttered. They've got free board and lodgings, and the birds' outstretched wings are like metaphorically clipping them round the ear hole, saying, get going. I need you's gone. We need to start living our lives again. If there's two parents in this household or if there's only one, it's like, get out. I want my house back. I want to move. This house is too big now. I want to downsize. I want to give you some release the equity out of this house so you can go and both set yourselves up elsewhere. And I can just go and either see a bit of the world or get myself a little apartment somewhere. But you're holding us back. I just want to spread my wings and go off. So it's maybe time to start telling them, being a bit more stern with them and telling them to move off and go forth. And maybe they could go off and live together in a little apartment together if they want to be still close together. It's their pathway to independence. But it's time for you, as the Hierophant, to start putting your foot down and saying, look, yes, it's traditional for families to live together, but we can live close by, but not together. I just want to go off and do something, or we want to go off and do something. Travel the country, or maybe travel the world together. But we can't do that if you were living in this house, because we need to release the equity from this house. And you are stopping us from doing that by being still here. We want to release the equity so we can travel, and you two can move out and get your own apartments. We want you to enjoy the money while we're still here. And we can't do that. So family meeting time, and stamp your foot down. Okay, now finally, the Pisces. We have the Six of Wands in reverse. So we have, there we are, it's in reverse. So we have the Six of Wands in reverse for the Pisces, our little fishies. Oh, poisson, as the French call you. So the Six of Wands is victory. You've achieved your goals. Fantastic news. So if you were in reverse, if you were in the upright, you would have received some fantastic news. You would have received the news that you'd graduated, or you've received a victory over someone, but you're in reverse. So you haven't quite achieved your goals, but you know what you've got to do to put that right. You've got to resit that exam in the autumn. You will graduate at Christmas. Okay, I'm the queen of the resits. If at first you don't succeed, you try again. I'm the trier. Okay, and I try again. That's my story of my life. So, me little fishies, if you didn't get the job that you went for, it wasn't meant for you. Or that house you had your heart set on, that house wasn't yours. It wasn't meant to be for you. The next house, however, will be yours. It'll be a little bit cheaper. It may be a doer-upper, but you'll have the money there to do the house up. Just like if you went after a car and you sat in it and you thought, when you first saw the car, you thought, oh, the car is mine. I like it. I love it. And then when you sat in it, you thought, oh God, I don't like the vibe of this car. There's something wrong with it. That car wasn't for you. So you weren't meant to graduate at that point in time because there was something wrong. It wasn't you. It was the supervisor of your degree at the time. They weren't supporting you. They were holding you back. They were just leaving you to it. The next supervisor you get will support you and get you through. The next job you apply for, they'll look at your CV, your curriculum vitae, or your resume. They'll say, oh, he or she is a perfect fit. They will fit into this company perfectly. Get them in, or get them on Teams for an interview. I want to speak to them for an informal interview. Just an informal chat. They'll see you over that. See, have the informal chat. You'd probably be sitting giggling with them, and then they'll say they don't need a proper interview. You fit perfectly, offer them the job. That few minutes that they've spent with you there, and you two have been sitting literally giggling your heads off in that informal chat, will get you the job. I'm just going to do a rounding off. So just remember, Pisces, you didn't get what you wanted the first time round, but the second time round you'll get it with all the bells and whistles. And you'll get everything you deserve and more. But there is a lot of movement. And towards the end of July, we are heading towards a bit of a 4 retrograde, put it that way, of Mercury. Right, I don't not usually do this in an astrology read, but I'm going to do it just to round off the whole thing. It's the death card. It's a major arcana card, and death doesn't mean death. It just means the end of one cycle and the beginning of a new exciting cycle. It's breaking free and living your life the way you want it. It's confronting temptation. Something's been tempting you to act rashly, but then you say, nah, I'm not going to act rashly. And I'm breaking free from my traumatic bonds. I'm breaking free from a loveless relationship. I'm breaking free from this godforsaken job that I'm no longer enjoying. And I'm going to find a new purpose in life, new job. And I'm moving on up and moving on out. And that is the end of this read. Blessed are the angels who walk amongst us each and every day, keeping us safe from harm and improving our wealth, health, and happiness. Amen. And that's to clear the energy. I better go and let that dog out. Well, take that dog for a walk now. So I will see you on the next read. Bye-bye.